Rushed Crisis, Part 3, by Tito, in the empty city terrain. Whoosh, boom, whoom, bam, wah-ha-ha-ha. The rash slams through several empty buildings, totally leveling a section after he shoots a charged red blast onto the floor. Vanaha manages to deflect the attack with her palms before she's forcibly thrown into a large state park. "Where are you going?" "Huh," the rash calls out. "Red Rush!" he shouts as he launches himself forward, tearing up the streets as he makes his aggressive entrance into the state park. "Wanna play tag?" Rash calls out. Vanaha grabs a piece of a metal platform before she chunks it towards Rash. Thanks to his bulling size, he smashes through it without delay, without moving nor flinching. "Heh!" Rash dashes forward with his arms flung out. Vanaha places her palms up, but Rash clotheslines her. He then sends her flying across large twirling slides and more metal platforms. The state park is obliterated in a matter of seconds. Wah-ha-ha-ha! I feel invincible. The deflection doesn't stop physical attacks, Vanaha thought. Her suit was damaged. A large crack was coming on her chest, with a piece of her shoulder armor was missing. I'm faster than him, but he keeps me on my toes with his quick reflexes. Gotta outplay him. While she takes steps towards her opponent, she begins to charge her left pointer finger while letting off a few purple shots at Rash's helmet and chest with her right hand. He tanks them entirely. His arms were risen up at his sides, welcoming the attacks. "So you've given up? I mean, I'm not surprised. I am a pretty tough opponent, huh? I do play a little rough for little ladies," he mocked. Vanaha grins at his comment, but her eyes twitch. There lies a burning hatred behind her eyes. Vanaha picks up speed towards Rash. "Don't you dare mock me, you pig belly!" Rash widens his prideful smirk as he readies to grapple Vanaha. "Careless, easily fell into my trap. Now I'll just suplex her and end one of the contestants." He widens his stance to be prepared to leap forward. "Pig belly, huh? You truly are a witch," Rash mutters. Although Rash's reflexes were great, Vanaha's speed was greater. Right at the moment Rash leaps at her, Vanaha dives below him, much to his surprise. She aims her charged blast at Rash's groin. His eyes widen with fear. "Say goodbye to your pig balls," Vanaha shouted as she unleashed her powerful blast of purple destructive energy. Rash was not only sent upwards with the blast, but he disappeared out of sight upon impact. The dust lingers for several minutes before pieces of debris from the playground lands with small plops and thuds. Vanaha takes this moment to scan her armor. She immediately notices a shadowy outline in the dust. As the dust settles, Rash stood with a limp. The armor starting at his groin up towards his chest was exposed. His armor was fuming from the heat of the impact. Rash did not look happy. "That fucking hurt," Rash muttered out with half-forced smile. Vanaha snickered. "Yay? Serves you right." The Rash tightens his hands into fists. "Like I said before, you men think you're all that. Muscle and more muscles get you nowhere but slamming into a wall. You may be tough, but you're simple. Easy to predict," she explained as she points to her head. "You done?" Rash says firmly. "Because I'm through messing with ya." At this point, both contestants suddenly felt someone heading towards them at a rapid pace. They watched as enormous pieces of buildings toppled over, flew up towards the sky, or were utterly destroyed from the great explosions of pink blasts. From above, the Gutid were thrilled to see another battle take place. Look at the empty city terrain. It's gonna get good," Geisa marveled. Rue now appears in the mix. His eyes traces both damaged contestants with the eagerness of a child ready to open presents on Christmas Day. Yes, I knew it would be you two. Ha! Wow! I can't believe it. This is my lucky day, Rue joyfully expressed. Damn, but you two are pretty badly damaged. Rash tilts his head to the side as he tries to remember who this was. Oh, you're that one guy. Rue, was it? Stupid name, but you did seem like fun. Also, what's up with your eye? That a fake eye? He cracks his knuckles while looking over at Vanaha. Anyways, I'll be right with you, Rue, after I deal with this witch. Tink. Tonk. Vanaha is clearly annoyed from the nickname. It's clearly a fake eye, and you really know how to press people's buttons, Pigbelly. Tink. Well, when there's buttons as big as yours, how can I miss 'em? Rash teased. Tonk. Tink. Tank. Slam. Rash and Vanaha and the goaded gasp as they watch Rue slam with great power onto his chest, arms, and legs armor to the point where pieces were falling off of himself. What the hell are you doing? Both Vanaha and Rash shouted in unison. Hey, Rue said, genuinely taken back. I will get no satisfaction if I just jumped in now. Where's the fun in that? Gotta level the playing field. I want to win honorably after all. That's how true winners truly think. Heh heh, Rue stated with one last punch to his chest. Vanaha was now furious, but Rash had completely changed his mood to pure excitement upon seeing what kind of man Rue was. This guy's insane, both Vanaha and Rash somehow thought in unison. I think you're better be more worried about yourselves than my eye, Rue opined as he dashes forward with great speed, back in the deep forest terrain. Theo stares over at the area Tamarok once was. She had suddenly fled into the trees without saying a single word. Theo was very confused. Gron was standing next to him, still rubbing his stomach. I guess she's not into team-ups, Theo muttered. I'll team up with you, Gron said. Theo nods. Sweet. I think it's a good idea to do so. Those other guys look tough, and I'm sure if we work together, we'll have a better time evening out the playing field. Gron just nods. They begin their walk into the deep forest. All right, I've been hearing some explosions over yonder. That's probably where they are. So, what are you good at? The candidates for this game were to be good at sports or a particular one. I'm pretty good at soccer and ultimate frisbee. Gron pushes away a branch from his head. I'm decent in bog snorkeling. Theo stops in his tracks upon hearing this. Wait, you're the Gron? Gron the Bogman. Dude, you literally have the world's most impossible finish time for doing that sport. You're a legend. So cool. Theo's eyes light up with joy. Gron peeks over at Theo before turning away from being too bashful. It's nothing, Gron said. Why are you being so ping? Theo's shoulder was slightly chipped off from a black finger beam. What the? Is she trying to get us? Theo turns around and shoots off several yellow-colored finger blasts into the forest. Hey, kinda cheap to just suddenly attack us from behind. Gron studies the tree lines before dodging a green-colored finger blast that takes a bit off the top of his helmet. Theo is hit several more times from black-colored finger beams being shot in random directions. What the? How is she all over the place like this? He thought out loud. Suddenly, Gron grabs Theo before hauling him over his shoulder like a potato sack and rushing away from the area. Gron, what's going on, man? It's not just the girl. Someone else is there, too, Gron says in a calm manner. From behind, in the tree's canopies, both Spade and Tamarok were hidden. Both knew their locations, but both chose not to interfere with one another in order to eliminate the others. They follow the team up with their unofficial team up of their own. Whoa! Thanks, friend. I owe you one for saving me, Theo calls out as he shoots out yellow finger beams into the trees while deflecting incoming green and black beams. Huh? Why would you call me a friend? Gron genuinely asked. He dips under a fallen tree. A charged-up green blast knocks over more trees, but Gron slides across the floor with ease to avoid it altogether. Theo gives him a goofy grin. Well, we're partners, aren't we? You just saved me, and I'll save you when the time's right. Oh, I don't think we can be friends. I'm too stupid, big and weird. Gron remembers a past memory of being in school and being outcast from his size. He's too big and weird, said little girls from his elementary school. He's got all that size, but he's too stupid to remember anything. What a loser, said a group of young men from his middle school. What's up with your lip? It's disgusting to look at, said a student from his high school. God, you're so weird. Gron's eyebrows furrow from remembering his past. He slams through a couple of low-hanging, thick branches. What you did back there wasn't stupid. It was pretty smart, dude. Theo's words snap Gron out of his memory recall. Your size makes people like me want to be friends with you because you'll drive off any bullies. Also, being normal is overrated. To be weird is fun. Theo sends out a yellow-charged finger blast into the trees. The finger beams from behind cease fire. Gron's eyes widen from Theo's kind, supporting words. You probably have a lot of friends. You don't need any more, Gron says as he slides down a steep hill, but his momentum doesn't change still. He leaps over fallen trees and smashes through boulders in his path with ease. Who says there's a limit to having friends? Tell you what, to show how serious I am, how about after we win this, I'll treat you to my favorite food place. You can tell me if you like it. Theo smiled brightly. Gron's eyes began to slightly water. Could he be? Gron was momentarily distraction. At that moment, the unofficial team-up seizes the opportunity as both Spade and Tamarok unlashed incredibly destructive black and green finger blasts that collide with the boys and the area around them. This caught the Atnatino of the Gooted from above. They watched as the dust settled slowly. For a moment, everything was quiet. Gron is seen immediately waking up to find Theo gone. He desperately searches for him. Friend, Gron thought to himself. I forgot to ask him for his name. Tamarok leaps up at the highest tree branches while she watches Gron silently. Her armor is cracked. Tamarok recalls a quick memory where Spade's unexpected blast struck her blind side. She was very much livid from his silent betrayal, but respects the name of the game. Tamarok debates to herself if she should strike Gron or wait it out. Meanwhile, further away in another area in the deep forest, Theo was hung upside down and tied up tightly with several tree branches. His armor around his chest and backside were cracked. Theo wakes up. It takes him several moments to realize his predicament. G struggles to escape, but even with his great strength, he could not unbind himself. A black finger beam strikes at his chest several times, causing his chest plate to shatter. Well, that wasn't too difficult, Spade's voice calls out. What the hell? Hey, who's out there? Did you tie me up, you psycho? Theo shouts. Spade shoots several black finger blasts onto Theo's arms and legs. Spade sighs. Honestly, I'd thought you and the buffoon would give a little more fun before being eliminated. Spade throws out several jabs and kicks onto Theo's armor while he dangles from side to side. But this will do. He kicks again at Theo's chest. The lesser don't deserve anything but less. You are literal vermin waiting to be run over and become roadkill. Theo coughs from the heavy impacts, only to catch more strikes. Spade never let up his attacks, and Theo's armor began to break away more and more. You're sick, Theo spat out. Are you actually enjoying this? You need to be put away. Spade punches the side of Theo's helmet, which causes it to shatter. Where's your big guy now, to protect you from danger, huh? He waits for Theo to stop moving before placing his finger towards his head. He then charges for a finger blast. I've played with you enough. This is checkmate, lesser. Before shooting, a looming giant shadow stands over Spade. Spade now looks to be completely in shock. What have you done to my friend? Gron shouts. Spade turns and unleashes his charged black blast onto Gron. Even though this shatters part of his upper armor, this doesn't stop the husky giant from swatting him with a chunk of boulder in his undamaged hand. Spade's armor cracks immediately upon impact. He is sent flying across the floor, but Gron wasn't finished. He had leapt up into the air and uses his body to slam down onto Spade. Theo is seen in the background struggling to move his arms, but it looks like his fingers managed to slip between the branches. "Stop it! You hear me? Leave him alone!" Gron shouted as he slammed his fists down onto Spade over and over again like a wild gorilla. His strength. He has this much, Spade thought. My armor's breaking this much? His armor breaks and shatters from each impact. Spade manages to shoot up a quick, charged black finger blast to push back the husky giant. He tries to stand up, but his armor was too badly damaged and stiff. "Hey, Spade, was it?" Theo calls out. Spade turns to see Theo had charged up his yellow finger blast. "Look at that. You said we're lesser." "Well, the lesser beat you. So what does that make you? Trash, huh?" Spade doesn't say anything. He returned with a stare filled with a passion of boiling hatred and rage. "I guess this is checkmate. Trash." Theo unleashes his changed yellow finger blast, which fully eliminates Spade from the competition. "The first contestant was eliminated," the tallest gutted bubbled. "Oh, wow. Just simply wow." Gron walks over towards Theo, who smiles upon seeing him. Gron then smiles too. "Was I pretty cool?" Theo nods. "Dude, you totally were." "Oh," Heavy breathes before I forget, pauses to catch his breath. "What's your name again?" Gron asks. "How foolish of me. I should have stated this at the beginning. My name—" He stops mid-sentence upon seeing Tamarok standing between the two with charged green finger blasts aimed at both of their chests. "Ah. Apologies," Tamarok concluded as she blasted both of the contestants into elimination. "What? What?" Giesa screamed. The Gooted were going crazy in their sphere space, throwing their hands up in the air, falling over onto the floor, or shouting like a pair of banshees. The game was far from over, but boy was it getting heated. "This is the greatest game ever,"